Happy anniversary, Church Experience. Hey, this is your church's 7th anniversary, which is amazing. But I know that some of you are saying, well, I haven't been a part of this church for 7 years. It's okay. You're not alone. In fact, most of us have not been around for 7 years. Many of you are new to Church Experience, which is why we wanted to make this anniversary video, to catch you up on our history, because we hope that you're a big part of our future. Now, some of you might also be thinking, hey, the campus that I attend, we haven't been around for 7 years. Hey, that's okay. You can still celebrate because you will have your own campus anniversary from when you started, and we're all going to celebrate that as well. That's a big deal. But we are one church with many experiences on many campuses, and so we all together have a collective anniversary, and today is that anniversary, 7 years strong. God's done so many great things. And so I want to catch you up on some of our history so that you feel a part of what's happened in the past as we move into the future. So we started in 2015. January 11th, 2015 is our actual launch date. We started in high school in Clearwater, Florida on the west side of Tampa. Prior to our launch, we spent about a year going out into the community, doing outreach, connecting with people. The small church that we had at the time, we met in our living room, 9 adults and 6 kids. God did so many incredible things as we built up to not only outreach events, but preview services, and then an eventual launch day in this high school where dozens of people gave their lives to Jesus Christ on that day alone. It was an incredible day that launched a movement that you are now a part of. And then your church was mobile for about 4 years. We went from a school to a hotel conference center, looking for dozens of different places that we could land for a permanent facility. And door after door was closed until God opened the perfect door for your church. We moved to Dunedin, Florida, the next city over, and God opened up an opportunity for us to partner with Pastor Kurt Swan and First Christian Church. We moved there about 10 minutes away from our previous location to rent part of their facility. This church needed to rent out part of their building, and so we were helping meet a need for them, and they provided the answer to a prayer for us, which was to have a building to meet in. And over the course of 2019 into April 2020, a merger was completed between these two churches, and First Christian joined Church Experience. We now have 4 services on this property in Dunedin, 2 in the auditorium and 2 in the chapel. Pastor Kurt Swan has been preaching on that property for almost 40 years now, which is amazing. So we've seen so many lives transformed and changed, people baptized and kids coming to Kid Experience and students learning about Jesus and student experience. Life groups being formed where people are finding community and people joining serving teams and making a difference, discovering their purpose. God has done so many great things in the Dunedin area. Over the last 2 years, your church has caught a passion for church multiplication, expanding God's kingdom in places that you and I may never go, but places where people need to hear the gospel. And he led us to Wesley Chapel, Florida, to plant our first Church Experience location outside of the Dunedin area. And on March 2021, Pastor Brandon Hughes, the lead pastor of CE Wesley Chapel, they launched, and God's been doing some incredible things, forming an amazing foundation. Lives are being changed. People are being connected to your church, and it's so exciting to see what God's doing, and he's just getting started in this great city of Wesley Chapel. And not only that, in January of 2021, God sent us a group of people in Butler, Pennsylvania, joined your Church Experience family. And we together now are impacting the city of Butler for Jesus. This location is led by Pastor Jeff Smith, a great pastor. In fact, the room that you see behind me is under construction. It's CE Butler's soon-to-be opened auditorium. And we're so excited to see the lives that are going to be transformed and changed right here in the heart of the city of Butler, Pennsylvania. God is doing some incredible things. We all know that over the last 2 years with this pandemic, it's been challenging, not only for churches, but for everybody. And God has not only sustained us and got us through it, but he's allowed us to build his kingdom in that time. He sent us 3 more church planters who are in the process of building churches, planting new Church Experience locations. Greg Smith headed to Bradenton, Florida to launch CE Bradenton. Warren Blackbeard headed to the west side of Tampa to launch CE Westchase. And John and Stephanie Hinton, who just moved to Cape Coral, Florida in the Fort Myers area to launch CE Cape Coral in 2022. When we look back, we can see that God has done so many incredible things in your church's history. But when we look ahead to the future, we confidently believe that the best is yet to come. And we together, one church, many experiences, get to celebrate not only a 7th anniversary today, but we get to celebrate the hundreds of lives that have been changed, and more importantly, the next life that we believe will be changed in this year ahead, because everyone matters. Every life matters, and you're a part of that. Every life that's changed in every location, every prayer that you've prayed, every way that you've served, every dollar that's been given, every sacrifice that's been made, it's impacting lives, not only in your community, but in all of our communities, as we together as one church advance God's kingdom in this year ahead. So happy anniversary, Church Experience. The best truly is yet to come.